Hey, you. Yeah, I'm talking about you. I don't need this anymore. My name is Tobi the Great. I'm about to show you how I made the worst possible app. If you're new to this channel, I talk about tech, I code some stuff, and I try to put a little bit of fun and comedy in the middle of it. Thanks for watching. In one of my recent videos, someone asked a bunch of questions, but one of them was, show the worst apps, please, and what I was thinking in stages. So shout out to Shiro Surfer, because this video is for you. And if you like this type of content, clicking a like on this video right under that bottom right corner does a lot for my channel. And hey, subscribe for more cool content. So let me set the stage here first. I was a freshman in college. I just learned this programming language Swift, which is used to make iOS apps. Next thing I thought was, I gotta be a millionaire. I gotta make that next big thing that just changes the entire world. And I spent some time during the fall semester just thinking about it. What could I do that can be just a blockbuster hit? And then I thought, my school is pretty small and in the middle of nowhere, so it makes it hard to get to places for like fast food and Walmart and other basic necessities that maybe someone living in the city could just walk to. No, really, it's in the middle of nowhere. There are no Uber or Lyft drivers anywhere around this town. But there are a lot of people that have cars on campus. But then I thought to myself, what if I built an app like Uber, but I made it for the school community, meaning that the drivers and the people that are taking the rides are all part of my school community, either faculty, students, or just anyone inside the community. It's just like Uber, except it's safer. Keep in mind, my only experience up to this point is a 2-month online course on building iOS apps. And for most of it, I was just kind of copying what the instructor was doing. But I had the ambition, and these days, ambition is all that matters, really. Enough of the background. I can just show you the app right now. I still have it on my phone. I think I still have it on my phone. Yep, I got a collection of all the apps I currently own. Well, that's one sign that this is not the best app. It just crashed on me. I think the version I have on my phone currently isn't the updated one, so I'm gonna have to go to the app store to get it. Don't look for this app. By the time this video drops, I'll already have removed it from any part of the earth. This is not something that should be on anyone's phone, so don't look for this. I'm gonna download the current version from the app store. It was called Pick Me Up. I was thinking of like a catchy name for something like this. Like, what's something that you can just say, like, oh, I need an Uber, I need a Lyft, I need a pick-me-up. I wasn't the best marketer or promoter person. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna delete it and I'm gonna reinstall it from the App Store because maybe there's some bug that's going on, but I'm pretty sure it's still functional. In the meantime though, I can talk about how an app like this works. When you have a ride-sharing app like this, you have to understand you have to make 2 different versions. One is gonna be something that the drivers are gonna see. 2 for the riders. The drivers are looking for the riders to pick up and take to their destination, and the riders are requesting someone to take them to their destinations. Aha, we got it. Oh snap. Pick Me Up would like to send you notifications. Sure. And these notifications are important for both the driver to let them know that, hey, there's new rides available, and for the person requesting the ride to know that their driver is right outside. I worked really hard on those notifications. You got Pick Me Up, you got the icon, and you got these input fields for both username and password. I don't even want to log in. Honestly, it's so unsafe, but you can just see that there's just not much going in. After you get past this landing page, you're asked if you're a driver or a rider. If you're a driver, there was this little verification form that I had you fill out where you ask. Actually, I can pull it up on my screen right now. Inside the email, it says that you'd like to sign up for Pick Me Up as either a driver or a rider, and you've read the terms and conditions that I copied and pasted from some terms and conditions template, and you agree to them. And then there's just some personal information because of, again, the main difference from between this and Uber and Lyft would be the safety factor that'd be added on. So you add your name, your class year, your contact number, your email, and after that, you'd be able to be signed up. And this was a manual verification process. I would get a bunch of these sign-up requests, and I would look through each and every one of them, make sure they check out, make sure that person actually is part of the college community, and they'd be added as part of the program. So I just spent the last 30 minutes looking through my old computer trying to find the old project, but it's gonna be a long process. I'm gonna have to update my version of Xcode, which is where you build the iOS apps on, and I'm gonna have to update the version of the language to... It's gonna take a while. So I'm just gonna conclude this video saying, so after almost an hour of trying to figure this all out, just fumbling around these files on my old computer, transferring them to my new computer, going through all the... Long story short, I got the app running. It doesn't work on my phone though, because my phone is a newer version. I was originally building the phone for, I think I had an iPhone 6 or an iPhone 5 at the time. It's been a while. So here I'm gonna screen record on my computer so you can see exactly what the app looks like. So let me pull up my Xcode. So I'm gonna load it up, and this took a while. So essentially what has to happen is, because languages update over time, Swift, the original language I used it with, the version I had was Swift 3, and now we're on Swift 5, which may not seem like much of a difference, but those versions are almost entirely different in terms of different libraries, different syntax, just a bunch of different details. So I had to kind of go through each and every screen, go through the thousands of lines of code, and make sure that everything was now like up to date. It took a lot of work, especially for an app that I don't want used ever again, but I really want to show you how it looked like in this app. So hey, if you want to reward all the work I did, that like button's right there. It's right there. It's taking a while. It is taking a while to load. Wow, it's really taking a while. I hope it works. Also, I had to comment out a bunch of code that wasn't useful anymore. So hey, we got it. It's working. So I'm going to log in. Oh, okay, please enter a username and a password. I don't have one. So the servers are down like I mentioned earlier, so we don't really care about logging in. So I'm just gonna quickly change the code so that when I press login, it'll just take me straight to the next page. Cue time lapse. Just gonna comment out the log user in code because that doesn't matter anymore. So the best way to do that would be to comment everything inside the sign up or login button. And then, wow, there's a lot of code here. And it's all messy, it's all over the place, but hey, I was trying my best. Oh, found it. So this line here, self.perform segue with identifier, is what I'm looking for. So this takes us to the next screen. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cheat. I'm going to take this out of all this global code, and I'm just going to put it up here. So ordinarily, you'll only go to the next page if your sign up or your login was successful. But I'm going to cheat here so we can see what the screens look like. If I click login, I should just go right to the page. Nice, we froze. Oh, okay. This is because I let you upload custom profile pictures, and this screen basically checks your username that you've signed up with, and it just gives you a custom profile page. But we're gonna comment that out too. This PF query is the server code that I was using to do all the back-end stuff that I'm just gonna comment that out too. And this is not how you should develop apps at all, commenting stuff out and seeing what works. I'm doing my best just to try to figure out all the nonsense I was typing just so I could show you. When I click login, now we should go. Nice. So you go to your profile and you can see just how bland everything looks here. So you can log out, you can go to your preferences. What are preferences? Oh, so you can notify. Oh yeah, this is where you can set up your custom notifications. Here you can see when a writer accepts the offer. You're gonna want to know when a writer accepts your offer. And what are offers? I'm going to let you know here. Oh, yeah, this broke again. This is the worst iOS app in history. Commenting out more stuff. When you go to view current request, this might crash again. Oh, cool. And here you have a notification asking if Pick Me Up can access your location, because as with any transportation app, location is necessary. It's more than necessary. It's location is the most important thing. So without your location, this app really can't work. I'm gonna say allow while using app, And this is just a table view in iOS. Here, the rider request will populate this list, letting you know the name of the rider, how far they are away from you, not their exact location, but in terms of miles, how far everyone is. And you would also see, and yeah, you can see that this app is just so bland. Like, there's just not much going on. It's it's so bad. It's so bad. And the screen resolution is still messed up because I only made it for iOS 6, and this is an iOS 8 simulator. And you can actually, it doesn't look that bad. The screen is just stretched a little here, but it actually doesn't look too terrible. But here, all right, next I'm gonna let you see what the rider view looks like. I'm gonna change the login to now go to the rider view. If you'd like me to talk about some of the code that I'm just flying by, I really don't think I should. Another big reason for why this is a terrible app is not only is the user interface really ugly and messy and all over the place, the code is also just as terrible, if not worse. It's one thing to make a bad app, it's another thing to make an app that only you can understand, and barely at that. I'm fumbling through this, as you can see. Code written by great developers is something that other developers can understand. Of course, there's going to be some technical details that only the original person that built the code will understand the best, but you got to understand, like, when you're working with other developers, like, you need to make readable code, and if you can't do that, then it's just not going to work out. So here, if I click this login button, it should take us to the rider view, hopefully without any kinks. Great, we crashed again. Okay, these crashes are a good thing, but this crashing, it looks terrible because for the user, you have no idea what you did wrong. You just press a button and then the app just takes you back to your home screen. And I didn't have proper fail safes in place or proper notifications to let you know that, hey, this is not your fault, this is on us. It just has you just ejected from the app. So again, another bad thing on my part. So now if I click this button, it should take me to the login page. Nice. So I had the rider profile page look pretty similar to the driver's for my convenience. So here there's not much imagery. All the buttons are just text. So again, the page looks pretty much the same, except for instead of looking at the request, you can just call a pick-me-up, or basically call yourself a driver. Oh, cool. I didn't exactly know how to track destinations, and also again, I was prioritizing safety. So I didn't want drivers taking riders to locations that weren't really popular ones on, like, near the campus. So I only had, I think, 3 to start off. I had Walmart, I had the bus station that's nearest to our campus, and I think I had Stop and Shop as the last one. So this map here shows your current location on the map and where drivers will be able to see you. And I had an idea for another update to show drivers that are around you that opt in to have their location visible in case you want to know, like, how feasible it is you're going to get a driver. But you could choose from these options when exactly you wanted to be picked up, either as soon as possible, 30 minutes from now, or 4 hours from now. I don't know why. I was getting way too far ahead of myself, just trying to make it a really, like, fancy process where, like, hey, this is like Uber, but it's safer and it's more unique and it's better, and a whole bunch of features that I tried to add to this app without really understanding the basics, like an app that looks good. So that's enough. This is way longer than I wanted this video to be, but this is basically me showing you the first app I ever made and possibly the worst iPhone app in history. It's definitely a contender, especially when you consider that it's been in the App Store for about 4 years, but not anymore. It's gonna be erased after this. But as always, thanks for watching. Peace.